Hey guys, what is up? This is Brandon from Nerdy Boy Gaming. I hope you guys are having a great night. I'm pretty excited about this video tonight because this is my first video game room setup and NECA collection walkthrough. So with that being said, buckle in and let's get going. Alright guys, like I said, my video game setup is a Back to the Future theme. So basically what I'm going to do is start to the far right and work myself into the middle, and then kind of give a description on some of this stuff. I'm not going to go into full detail because it'll take for hours to go through everything. So with that being said, this is the first item I wanted to show you guys. This is a photograph. I believe it's a 5x7 of Marty and Doc in front of the clock from the Part 3 movie, in which they are standing in front of Town Hall or City Hall when it's being built. So I thought this was a great photo, and I got it off somebody on Etsy. It was a digital download. I just took it to Staples and got it printed. So it's pretty good quality. Like I said, I don't want to get too close because of the glare, so my apologies. But you can see it's pretty solid. Unfortunately, the frame isn't the exact one from the movie, but I tried to find something that was looking antique and old, so I think it looks pretty good. So the next item is the jacket that Marty wore from Back to the Future Part 2 when they time traveled to 2015. I actually bought this for a work costume party and took second place from it, but I got it from Halloween.com, and it's actually a pretty nice jacket. It's not full leather. It's not like the $300 jacket that you can buy, but the red does look like leather. The material's not bad. It is a little warm and gets heavy sometimes, but overall it's pretty solid. The sleeves look legit. It has the wrinkled look to it, you can see. And like I said, this is pretty light, but overall it's a nice piece. Like I said, I got this on Halloween.com last year around September, so great. I like it. It's one of those things I just couldn't hang up in a closet. I had to add to the collection. So moving over here, we have the license plate back there from Back to the Future Part 2 from the DeLorean. The futuristic license plate is actually like a tin material. I don't know if you can really hear it, but it sounds like tin. So that's just a great thing. I found that on Amazon Prime for like $6, so I couldn't pass it up. And of course, the famous Nike Air Mags that Marty wore in Back to the Future Part 2. No, these aren't the $15,000 ones. These are ones I got from also Halloween.com. And I bought the felt Nike swooshes and the decals, which just glows in the dark. And then on the back, the Air Mag stickers. I did my best with these. It was kind of hard to do the spacing. You can kind of see the K and the I are a little off, but overall it wasn't bad. Like I said, the Nike swoosh was just made out of like a heavy crafting felt. I don't want to pick at it too much because it'll come off, but I actually did super glue these on to the material, so they shouldn't come off, but you know, over time I'm sure they'll gradually pull apart. But it's definitely a piece that I was really excited about. Like I said, I wish I could have the official ones, but unfortunately $15,000 is a little out of the budget. But you can see here down at the bottom where like this little off-color plastic. This lights up. I don't have them plugged in or charged, so this portion lights up, and then as does this right here in the back of the heel. So, and then moving downwards, Marty actually has two shelves because he's obviously the main character in the movie, so he gets a little bit more space in the collection. And here you're going to see three of the NECA figures that I got from Back to the Future. They did a really good job with these. I know a lot of people had gripes about Marty's face sculpt not looking like him. Like I said, it is an action figure. I think they did a pretty good job with it. I get a lot of these at Target, so, and they're usually around $32. But they're not bad. They're a nice collection. I like to take my stuff out of the box and actually display it so I can turn and look at them and everything like that. I don't like to leave them in the box. Plus, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of space, so more boxes just means more space. But the one over here is from Back to the Future Part 1. It's Marty doing the audition for the school dance band. Has his guitar, his denim jacket, his blue and white shirt, and his jeans, of course. And these NECA figures are nice because they give you extra head sculpts to change, their hands, little accessories, etc. I can't remember exactly which one he has besides the guitar. I'll have to look and see. And then Marty from 2015, Back to the Future Part 2. He has the rainbow hat, the jacket, and then the jeans with the blue jean pocket pulled out, which is a pretty cool detail. And of course the Nike Air Mags, but they don't have the Nike symbol on them for, licensing purposes. As well as the hoverboard and the Pepsi bottle from the Cafe 80s. Over here to the left is the Marty radiation suit one in which he wore when he time traveled back for the first time in 1955, and he crashed into the barn. So he actually wore that an additional time when he goes to talk to his dad in bed using the famous Darth Vader line. So their accessories was the Walkman there you can see in his hand, as well as a hair dryer. So those are pretty good. I don't want to take off the mask on these because sometimes they fall over. They don't exactly stand up very well. So, and then below that is the series of, I can't remember exactly. I think I have like 7 or 8 Marty Funko Pops. But the first one is the audition one with the sunglasses. And then Marty 2015, Part 2 with the hoverboard, the jeans, and the Air Mags. And then Marty Part 1 with the red puffer vest and the denim jacket and the sleeves rolled up. So, again, pretty cool detail, even the Funko Pops. So they do a good job. Moving down the shelf, we got more Marty Funko Pops. Silver Hat Marty from 2015, Part 2. And then Marty 1955 with, I guess it's like a jacket or a vest with his legs rolled up there, you can see on the left. And then, of course, Marty from Part 3 with his big cowboy hat on. That one actually falls over a lot because it's so much weight on the top, it just topples over if you touch it. And then the Flux Capacitor is actually part of the Yahtzee game, in which, unfortunately, I don't have the dice. I bought these at a garage sale from a lady a year and a half ago, and all she had was this in the box. So she gave it to me for like $2 or $3. It was pretty cheap. I don't want to pick it up, but if you pick it up and shake it, you can see the lights turn on. It's actually pretty cool. So, but like I said, it's part of the Yahtzee game, and the back comes off, and you put the dice in, and you're supposed to shake it, and then, like I said, the lights come on. So, and then in front of that is a DeLorean model. I'm not sure what the scale is. I know it's by Neca. I bought it at FYE, the movie store here in town, about 2 years ago. So, with these DeLoreans, they are pretty nice because the doors do open, which is kind of cool. I usually keep it closed, otherwise dust just accumulates in there. But it is like a die-cast model. And this is probably, of course, one of my favorite pieces. And I actually bought this part of the costume for work, was the hoverboard. Every time I pick this thing up, it falls over, so my apologies if it does fall over. It's a heavy plastic, really nice. It has the Velcro strips, like in the movie, and then the Velcro on the foot lasp there where you can put your foot in. So it's really cool, and of course it says hoverboard. If you notice too, in the movie it has Mattel stickers, like right here. I'm guessing for licensing purposes they didn't put those on. If you flip it over and look at the back, my apologies for the cable there, you can actually see the hover plates. The licensing sticker from saying it's just from Universal Studios, it's licensed. And another hover plate, so they did a good job with it. It's really detailed. I really like it. And I believe I got that on Halloween.com also, so that was a pretty good piece. So with that portion taken care of, we're just going to move right along the top, and I'm going to show you the series of posters that I have. And these are 11 by 17s. I bought these off a printing shop on eBay. My apologies. The first one is Back to the Future Part 3 with Marty, Doc, and Clara. Up in the corner, I don't know with the glare, hopefully you can see that. It has like a little scripture, a little saying there. And over here is Doc Brown from 1985 with Einstein or Copernicus, which one you want to call him. Has a little remote control for the DeLorean and his goggles and, of course, his radiation suit. The little shelves are made by 3M. I got those at Staples in a 2-pack, so I figured that was a cool way to display those. And of course, up here is the Back to the Future Part 2 poster. Also 11 by 17. I was going to try and trim off the white strips around it, but I didn't want to mess it up or make it uneven, so I just left it as is. I think it looks good. Down here in the footer, you can actually see that it has the actors' names and stuff and opening date, which I thought was really cool. But I will say, if you notice on the other one, I'm going to go back to the third one, you can see the wheel styles that they used on the third DeLorean for the train tracks. That's really cool. Of course, for part 2, you can see the hover conversion with the wheels. So they definitely put detail in these posters. They're really great. And then, of course, this one's just Marty and Doc with their futuristic outfits on. And Marty Part 1 Funko Pop. Again, this is the second 3M shelf that I bought. It's just those little 3M pull tabs you put on the back. And then you just clean off the wall area. And then you just stick them on there. Definitely make sure you don't put pressure on them so they stick. Otherwise, they fall off. The first time I tried to do it, I didn't clean the area well enough. And I was sleeping one night and the shelf fell down and it scared the crap out of me. I don't know what it was. I looked all around the room and I couldn't figure it out. And then like a day later, I saw the shelf laying behind the TV stand down here. So, but yeah, that's Marty from Back to the Future Part 1 Funko Pop. It has his little camera. If you can see that there. His little puffer vest and his street shoes. And then the Back to the Future Part 1 poster. Again, we kind of went out of order. We went 3, 2, 1 instead of 1, 2, 3. So, but this one, of course, just has Marty on it. And then down here they have the actors, of course, who played the parts in the film. So, then moving up here, we have another license plate. This is from the DeLorean from Part 1. Again, it's a, I don't know if you can hear that through the microphone, but like a tin metal type license plate. It has the registration for the year 86, which is cool. And then the month over here. And of course it says out of time. So it's obviously a custom plate. And on the left side of the shelf we have Marty from Part 2 with his rainbow hat and his jeans and the jacket and the air mags. They do a pretty good job with the detail on these Funko Pops. They look really great. And then behind him we have the, let's see if I can move him without knocking him over, the rainbow hat. Again, this is part of the costume. That was actually a piece licensed by Universal Studios. Also, I actually found out on Amazon Prime from a third party. I think it was like $21, but it's worth it. It does have a little defect. You can see right there. I don't know what that is. I wasn't going to ship it back because it was a last minute item that I almost forgot to add for the costume, which is really important. So I didn't want to ship it back and have to wait another 3 days to get it. So, and then this little hoverboard here, this is actually really cool. I like this. This came with the Blu-ray box set, the 35th anniversary edition. You can see the inscription there. If it's going to focus, it says 35th anniversary limited edition. And it's actually magnetic, like this black strip's magnet. And then if you flip over the hoverboard, there's little magnets on here too. And it just levitates, which is really cool. So you can literally push it back and forth. I think the first time I tried this, I went like that and pushed it, and it like literally launched off the thing, so it went flying. But it is a cool piece. Like I said, it's just something that came with the box set. And again, it has the little inscription there, which I'm trying to get a good shot. That's not bad. So, and moving down this side is Doc Brown's shelf. So we have a Funko Pop from Part 2, 1955, with his little, I don't say mind control, because that's not what it is. I'm drawing a blank here, sorry. And then he has a sketch of the Flux Capacitor in his hand, you can see there. And then, of course, the clock tower that came with it. And it has a little cool lightning strip there that you can see running from the top down to the lamppost. Then beside him over here, you have Doc Brown from Part 2 with his emergency money case. That you can actually open that up and it does show the money. I just don't want to knock everything over trying to do it. And then down beside the courthouse there, you can see a USA Today. It's just a light piece of paper. And it has the article that changed when Marty stopped Griff and them from doing the robbery, I guess, or whatever it was. But I will say the Doc Brown head sculpts are my favorite, because you see his futuristic sunglasses, and then he has like the clear tie and the shirt and everything like that. And his boots are pretty detailed on how much you can see there. But overall, it's really good detail. And then Doc Brown from part 1, when they were working on the garage and the model, he has little jumper cables there and his goggles. That's really cool. And then Doc Brown from 1985 with the remote control and the stopwatch when he was sending Einstein back in time. So that's what that one's based off of. I believe the next Neca figure that's due out is the Doc Brown 1985, dressed in this attire with the the radiation suit and the controller. I'm not sure when it comes out. I know since the pandemic, Neca's been kind of sketchy with their release dates. So normally I just go to Target and it's a hit or miss. And then this DeLorean is actually part 1. I have other ones on the TV stand I'm going to show you. This is 124 die cast. Again, the door's open on it. And it has a little lightning rod which comes out. I don't want to take it out because it's a pain to get back in. But again, this is the part 1. And this actually came in a box set that I found on eBay for about $125. It was the part 1, 2, and 3. It's all the same size, 124 scale. But like I said, the detail's pretty good. You can see like the tubing and the wiring up along the wheel well here. And it does have the logo in the front. You can see there on the grill. So I can show you right there. And then moving down another shelf is the Biff and Griff shelf. The sports almanac in the back. I took that as part of the costume at work. That was an Amazon find for like $6. It's actually printed inside, but it's not really good quality. It's really pixelated and grainy. But overall, for $6, it's a pretty good pickup. And then on the left-hand side, you got Griff. This is the newest Back to the Future one that I got. It has his bat, doesn't retract. But overall, the head sculpt's really good. His little spiked hat. And then his pit bull hoverboard, which the detail's really good. And the knee pads, and of course his bionic implants there in his arm. And then Biff from part 1, dressed in his jacket and blue jeans, and he's holding the sports almanac there, just looking at it. And I don't know if you can see that. There's a little box there beside his feet with the blue paper. It's actually the bill for the damaged car that Marty caused when he ran into the manure truck. So it's just in a little box. And then a Griff Funko Pop from 1955. His blue jeans and jacket. He pretty much matches the Neca figure there to the right. And then the DeLorean from part 3. As I was saying, in the 124 scale. The doors open up. And this one's actually neat, because there's a little button here. I don't know if you can see it. You push that and it lights up. So you pull away there, you can actually see it light up. It stays on for a second. But yeah, it's just clear tubing right here that runs up along the car. But again, that's 124 scale. Doors open up. It's pretty detailed inside. And then moving across here, you got the Doc Brown up there in the left-hand corner, holding a sketch of the Flux Capacitor with his brown polyester pants and his overcoat. Like I said, the face sculpt on these are really good. Even has a little band-aid above his eye there, saying that when he fell off the toilet and came up with the idea for the Flux Capacitor. And then the Funko Pop matching his outfit. Like I said, I try to keep these ones together, just like I did up here at the top. How it has the Doc Brown Funko with the yellow outfit, and then the Funko with the yellow overcoat. So, like I said, I kept those together. And then the part 1 DeLorean, which I said came in that set. Again, it's die cast. Nice sturdy construction on it. For some reason, the door on this side doesn't stay open. I don't know why. But again, you can see the detail in there, like the gear shift and the steering wheel and stuff. It's really good. And then the Mr. Fusion on the back. And my apologies, that's actually the part 2 one. The DeLorean, not part 1. I have 4 of them and I always get them mixed up. This one up here with Doc is actually the part 1 that came in the 3-pack, so. And then here I have a couple of the My Bloody Valentine 3D glasses. They came in a set of like 4 when I bought the movie. Unfortunately, it's hard for me to wear 3D glasses because I actually have regular prescription glasses, so they don't always fit over top of them. But I just figured I'd set those there. They're kind of cool to have. And then also I have here my Stars official work ID or badge from Resident Evil. I know it's not Back to the Future. I'm just trying to get rid of the glare because they are glossy. But you can see it says Stars Raccoon Police Department. This is for Brad Vickers. And on the back, you flip it over and it has Stars Raccoon Police Department. It's just like a PVC plastic, almost like a credit card. It's pretty thick. I don't know if you can tell there, the dimension. But they are pretty solid and really nice. And then, of course, there's ones for Jill Valentine. The same thing. Has her signature and says Alpha Team on it. And on the back, again, Stars Police Department. Like I said, my friend bought those for me as a birthday gift this past year. And also, these came in an 8-pack. They are NES cartridge style coasters. And they come with different games like Legend of Zelda. As you see, there's Metroid, Excite Bike, and there's a couple other ones. I don't want to take them all down because they'll end up falling with my luck. But yeah, they're pretty neat. I don't obviously use them. I just kind of keep them there for a showpiece. So, and then moving across, I have my soundbar there by Insignia. I bought that on Black Friday last year for roughly $32. It was marked down from $52, so it was a pretty good deal. And across the front of the TV stand here, you'll see if I show you, yeah, the coasters from the PlayStation symbols, the triangle, circle, and X. These are licensed by Sony. I got them from GameStop a couple years ago. Again, I don't use them. I just kind of set them there, so they're pretty nice. I mean, they're pretty thick too. They just have like a cork back to them. And then over here we have the 3rd DeLorean from Part 3. This is the final one in that 3-pack I was telling you about. Getting the doors lift up. Mr. Fusion. And the little, I don't know, I guess that's the thing that replaced the Mr. Fusion, the power supply. So they did a good job with these. I like the white wall tires. Those are pretty cool. And here another 4-pack of these NES coasters. This one's Mario, and then Super Mario, and I think Part 3, and then Donkey Kong too. So I got those at a store called Second and Charles here in Allentown, where I live. So they're pretty nice. And then this is Marty from Back to the Future Part 1. Another NECA figure. He has a little skateboard, an old VHS camcorder. The detail's pretty good on these. I'm trying to get close without knocking stuff over. The puffer jacket, and then the blue shirt with the blue squares on them, and then the denim jacket. See if I can turn him around without knocking things over. He also has a backpack, if you look there, which is kind of cool. It just drapes over his arm. And then, of course, Marty, Funko Pop from Part 1 with his little puffer vest and glasses. Moving down here on the shelf is just my 4K Sony Blu-ray player. Best Buy find, so I got that a few months back. Slowly starting to convert everything to 4K, but it's a little costly, so. And then down here on the bottom shelf is the set of PlayStation symbol lights. They turn off and on. They're run by battery or USB. I got those at GameStop. Behind that, if you can see, it's my... So when I bought my PS5, I bought it in a bundle, and it came with a controller charging cradle. And on the front there, you can see it's like the PlayStation shapes in that black circle. Those turn on when it's charging. So when it's charged, it's green. And when it's not, it's red. So My apologies. Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat all week at work and it's not going away. Of course, my PS5. And then I have a Seagate 4 terabyte external plugged in for extra games. And then just a little 16 gig flash drive for photos and screenshots and stuff when I send them over to Instagram. And down here, I have my PlayStation 3. This is actually my original one. It's a little dusty. It gets dusty quite often because of the blackness on it, so still works really good. I guess it's considered the Fat Boy one. It does have the Wi-Fi and everything like that. Still plays movies and everything fine. I play a lot of the older Resident Evil games, Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, stuff like that on there. So, moving over here to the center. I know I kind of jumped around here. My apologies. Are some of my movies. I think I was saying in the beginning I have roughly 210 movies. Mostly horror. My living room I have most of my collection, minus my horror stuff. But these ones are the ones I watch very frequently. The Halloween Scream Factory released parts 1 through 5. I think it was last October. And I got these at FYEA to pre-order them and they went really fast. But I got them for like $25. But the artwork's on them pretty good. A lot of people didn't like it. They thought it looked too cartoonish. But that's just part 1. Each one's different. There's actually a lot of commentary on the back if you look. Special features with John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis. So, and it comes with a Blu-ray edition as well. And then the Friday the 13th box set. You can see here I just got recently Freddy vs. Jason, Friday the 13th, Saw, Scream, and everything up until Nightmare on Elm Street and Jurassic World. This Alien Anthology is really cool. It has, I believe, 4 of the movies in it. Let's see if I can get this out and show you guys real quick. It's kind of like a book setup, which the artwork, again, because of the glare, is hard to see, but each one has a different DVD, or Blu-ray, I should say. So the artwork's really nice on them, and it has a little right up there. Again, it looks like almost looks like a little address book. You can't know if you can see that. The artwork's kind of cool. It's not too bad. I bought this new, but over the years of moving across state, it just kind of wore out over time. I'm actually going to see if I can fit this back in the box by doing a balancing act with the camera and whatnot. But yeah, the overall box is really cool. This is probably one of my favorite ones next to Back to the Future. It kind of has like the holographic thing there. You can see the colors, which is cool. And on the side, the spine. And then Aliens 1, 2, and it was Resurrection. Yeah. Every movie's got to have a Resurrection one on it. So. And then the Dark Knight Trilogy. This one I'm going to leave in there because it's very hard to get out and very hard to get back in. But it comes with a little book there you can see on top. And then the movies. The book has a bunch of artwork and commentary and stuff by the director and everything for the movies. But overall, it's pretty neat. It's like I don't say it's cardboard. It has like some kind of neat material for the front. But if you look closely, I don't know if you can see that. There's actually an outline on the mask there. And I believe the mask punches out, which I would never do. It's like a cardboard insert. But these are Blu-ray. And like I said, I'm fine with Blu-ray right now. It's, like I said, converting to 4K is a little pricey. So I'm kind of avoiding that right now. And these are one of my Pixel Pals. This is Mario. I bought these on Amazon last summer. And then basically all they are is like little lights. And they run by AAA batteries in the back. Or you can buy a battery pack. And they charge by USB. They were like $15. GameStop came out with those a couple years ago. Unfortunately, I didn't buy them then. I waited until they were a little bit more money. But they're still cool. I like them. I'm just going to leave those movies up there for now until I get finished. Because otherwise I'll knock them down. And my apologies for the cable management back there. It's not the prettiest. So, but this is another Pixel Palettes Legend of Zelda. Again, it's the same thing. Run by AAA batteries or a battery pack. You can get the battery pack, I believe, online as well from their website. I think it's like $15. And then so I don't have my PS4 anymore. I got rid of it. A friend really wanted one, so I helped him out and made a good deal with him on it. This is the PlayStation 4 game. Again, there you go. Because of the glare, you can't see it. It says on there the 30th edition, 30th anniversary edition. So there's that. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's a pain with the ring light because it sheds off a glare on everything. And then I had it for the PS3 as well. I still play it. Unfortunately, I can't play it on my PS5 because I have the digital version, not the disc one. So I just keep them because they're nice to have. Of course, being a Back to the Future fan, you got to have a couple different varieties of the DVD. This is I believe this is the 35th anniversary edition Steelbook collection. Again, I want to try and take those out because they're really hard to get back in. And then just the 25th anniversary edition, just the Trilogy, has a bunch of features on it, like artwork and stuff like that. And of course, the good old first DVD box set that came out for the complete Trilogy. I forget exactly when this came out, but again, it has I think it's like 10 hours of extras, which is crazy. I think that's what it says on there. Yeah, over 10 hours of special features. So that's really good for a DVD quality. But again, it has the cool metallic finish you can see in the lettering. I really like that. It's in relatively good shape. I mean, the corners are kind of beaten, but like I said, this is an original one. I bought this back in the day. I think when Circuit City was still in business, which of course is no longer around. So, and then this is probably my favorite one, even though it's not a steelbook. It's the limited edition one. This is the one I was showing you with the levitating hoverboard. You can see up there at the top. It has like a limited gift set and a digital code. But the artwork on this is really nice. Look at that. Just my age, 8 years old. Everybody tells me I'm like a kid, so that's okay. Gotta have fun, right? And it just has the 35th anniversary Trilogy in the back. Has a bunch of the bonus features. Kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like inside. So, there's actually so many different varieties of these Blu-rays and DVDs. I'd like to get more of them, but unfortunately I don't have a lot of space for them. So, but yeah, guys, in a nutshell, that's the Back to the Future themed game setup collection portion. Like I said, I'm going to break this video up into 4 different parts because what it's going to be the actual setup that I just showed you, the walkthrough for Back to the Future. It's going to be my Ghostbusters collection of figures and collectibles, my Halloween Michael Myers collectibles and figures, and then I'm going to show some of my other NECA ones, like It and Jason. And for coming back, my apologies. I had to grab a quick break. Like I said, I was dealing with a tickling in my throat all week at work, so I had to grab some water. Yeah, this is my Ghostbusters setup. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of space for this. This is just something I put together. These are the Hasbro Plasma series that came out. And they did a bunch of them. They did like the original Ghostbusters, and then they did the legacy ones from Ghostbusters Afterlife. But these are just the boxes. I didn't want to throw them just anywhere in the closet. I thought they were really cool. But it has all the figures. You can see here it has Dr. Frankman, Stance, Egon, Winston. It has Dana Barrett, and then it has Gozer. But each box has like a little write-up about the figure. Different languages. And it also has this, and I'll show you this when I show you the actual figures. What's called a Build-A-Figure. You can see here. So each one that you buy, like Ray Stance or Egon, comes with a different part. And you can see Winston, how it has like a little red line there. See like the cable? His number is actually number 4. So you'll get one of the legs. So basically, say for example, when you buy Egon, he is number 3. You would get number 3, which would be the foot. So you kind of get the idea what I was saying about that. It just basically, it's a way for you to get to buy every figure. So, but again, I have all the boxes up there. I thought that was just neat instead of throwing them in a closet. There's Egon, good old Harold Ramis, God rest his soul. And then Dana Barrett. And of course, Gozer. And like I said, they did 2 different versions of these. They did the original ones from the movie back in the 80s. And then they did the legacy characters, which I'll show you. The artwork is slightly different. Like on the legacy characters, you see how it has like the black and yellow border up here. If you look at the original boxes, right where above, like right here behind the logo, see it's like a gray and black. I guess they just changed the artwork a little bit. But again, this one also has a Build a Ghost thing. So again, you kind of get the idea with the numbering system, depending which one you buy. So this one's Ray. So his is the left leg, I guess you could say the right leg. So, and then moving up the shelf. So here I have the legacy characters. And we have Winston, Peter, and Ray. And then some of them actually come with little accessories. Like Ray has the Tobin Spirit Guide. Again, I don't know if you could see that because of the glare or the focus. But yeah, it's supposed to be the Tobin Spirit Guide. They always reference about ghosts. So I just kind of said it there. All the figures have these clear bases. If you look, you can kind of see in the back there, his foot's on a peg. It's just a very, very thin peg. And of course, if you guys remember from like Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters, they have a little hole in the bottom of their foot. And then you just push the action figure down in the peg. So, but yeah, there's Winston. And you can tell the legacy ones because the detail, I don't know if you can see that, my apologies because of the light, but his hair is actually like a gray color. See how it's like gray? They obviously tried to make him older. But again, my apologies. We may run into a spoiler alert here because this is going to talk a little bit about the Afterlife movie. So if you didn't see it yet, my apologies. And then Peter Frankman. His face sculpt is the only one that I kind of had a problem with. It doesn't really look like him, but again, it's not bad. I mean, the overall detail is good. Like the overhauls, you can tell it has like the little wrinkles and stuff in them. The Proton Pack. See if we could spin this around without him falling over. So yeah, the Proton Pack's pretty detailed. The red and blue wires that are painted. And then you can see this wire here. I don't want to pull this apart, but this wire right here actually connects to the Proton Pack. And of course, Ray. And this is the first Build-A-Monster. Like I said, see how the legs are purple and the arms come apart, the head and the torso. So for each Ghostbuster character, you get an additional part for the Build-A-Monster figure. And then here we just have a little die-cast Ecto-1 I got at a garage sale. There's a box of toys. Some lady had it, and she gave it to me for like a quarter. So, and then from Ghostbusters Afterlife, we have Lucky. Now, some of these Ghostbuster Afterlife ones, I didn't really like that they didn't give like the proton stream. So you see here, Ray has the proton stream, like the orange and blue thing. Not all of them had it. I believe the only one that got it was Winston. So I would kind of wish they would have gave more of those away. I said that's Lucky. And then of course the podcast, the little kid with the goggles and then the remote control. And these little marshmallows here actually snap onto him with a little peg. So that's kind of neat. And then the remote control trap. And then Trevor, Phoebe's brother. Like I said, with the accessory, he has a little map from the movie. It looks like parchment paper. It's real thin. It's from the Shandor Mine Company, if you saw the movie. Again, he has a proton stream on his. And his detail is pretty good. I mean, his face and everything looks pretty solid. And of course, hiding in the back is the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 plasma box. I didn't want it the other way. I thought it was pretty cool. And then the original Ghostbusters Funko Pops. I can only find Peter Frankman and Winston right now. I guess Egon and Ray are really rare, and they cost a lot of money, so I'm kind of holding off on them. And then you have the library ghost lady, and then the Muncher from Ghostbusters Afterlife. And then there's Trevor and the Ecto-1. And these other little marshmallows, these came with podcasts from up here, up the top that I showed you before. And then a little minion sitting on the gunner seat. I just threw them on there because it looked kind of cool, so. And then another Lucky Funko Pop. And then the Minion's back there. He's holding like the little lighter. If you remember the scene with him and Paul Rudd. When he goes into the Walmart store, there's little marshmallow minions everywhere. And then Phoebe. Podcast with his goggles on, his little remote control there. There's another Minion back there. That one actually has the umbrella. See if I can pick this up without knocking it over. There you go. See? There's a little umbrella. And of course, Mr. Gruberson, aka Paul Rudd. The detail's pretty good because you can see his keys there on his waistband. He's holding a trap. So, and moving down, this is my favorite piece. This is my diorama that I built. I built it out of plywood and dowel rods and balsa wood. So, over here is Dana, Gozer, and the dog monster. And the little accessories are just pieces of balsa wood cut up to make it look like wood. So the surface itself is actually, you can see it's plywood, it's just painted black. And then the street surface here, you can see how it's like cut up and everything and has the white lines. That's actually just cork. I just bought a roll of cork, laid it down on plywood, super glued it down, and then primed and painted it black so it looks like a road. Then I just tore chunks out of it to make it look like the road was broken. You can see the little details. I buy little accessories and stuff on eBay and make stuff like the garbage bags and the cardboard. The fuse box is actually a piece of balsa wood like this. I just painted it black. And then like the wooden dowel rods, you can see I just painted these black and primed them. The door and the yellow pegs are 3D printed. I bought them on eBay. And you can see some signs back there. I just went to Staples and scaled them down and printed a bunch of them off. And the sewer drains, I actually bought those on eBay. So I'll show you, they come in a 2-pack. This is what an unfinished one looks like. It says New York Sewer on it. This one's not painted. So I detailed that one to make it look like it was rusted. And there's a ghost trap. Some of these little papers here are neat. It's like job, help wanted. Here's a fire hydrant. I painted this yellow instead of red. And this is actually, again, came in a 2-pack. This is what the other one looks like. I just didn't paint it. So. And then, of course, the other Ghostbusters that I was telling you about. These are the original characters. You got Peter Frankman. You got Ray back there. Egon, of course. And Winston in the back. And then the vent on the wall I actually painted out carved out of wood and did that. This is actually balsa wood and just painted gray. Of course, the Ecto-1. It has the burnt front. You can see it's kind of charred. I guess this was from the Plasma series by Hasbro and is made for the Ghostbusters Afterlife. Unfortunately, the scale isn't the same as the figures, so the figures can't sit down inside of it, which kind of sucks. Unlike the ones from back in the 80s, you could actually put the figures in the car. But the overall detail is pretty good. Has the Ghostbusters symbol on it. Some rust showing age. You can see some rust back there. So, and again, the Proton Packs are pretty solid on these. You can see the detail. Egon's holding a little PKA meter. And again, these guys didn't come with the plasma rays. I actually had to buy these on eBay. A guy custom makes them. I bought a 4-pack of them for like $30. And then those pipes I actually bought, they're called a Build a Straw Kit. I'll show you. So I bought those on Amazon, the pipes. And see, it just comes in a kit like this, and they're just clear straws. And kids using them just to drink drinks. And so basically, I stuck them together, I primed them, and then I painted them chrome and black. And then the bricks up there, if you guys can, I don't know if you can see that too well because of the angle, but these bricks are supposed to look like, you know, stone. And they have little inserts there and they're painted gray. Again, those are just pieces of balsa wood. That's all it is. I primed them and I painted them black. And you can kind of see how they're textured like bricks. I just took tin foil with a rock wrapped inside of it and just kept banging on it. So, and then the last piece is the Ghostbusters poster, movie poster that I bought off a guy at a show recently. I don't know if this is one of the original designs. It does have his copyright information. I don't know if he's an artist that does it. If anybody knows that name, let me know. I'd like to hear it. But it's a cool design. It has Gozer's Temple, the Ghostbusters, Janine, Dana Barrett, and of course Tali and Slimer. But it has the firehouse there in Ecto 1. It has all the information like it's a movie poster. Again, I don't know if he just made this and tried to sell it, which would probably be a big no-no, but I think it looks cool. Overall, it's kind of pixelated, but I think it looks good for the time period. And then over here are the other 3 boxes for Trevor, Podcasts, and Lucky. Again, they all have like little descriptions there that you can read, which I thought were pretty cool. And then Lucky's. You guys can go back through and pause the video if you want and watch them. So, yeah, with that being said, that's the Ghostbusters collection. I think it's just the right size for the space. It's not too much. Like I said, when it comes to collectibles, guys, I will give you a piece of advice. Don't go broke trying to do this. Do what I do. Always put money back each paycheck if you can. And just buy a piece here and there. You know, you don't have to buy stuff in bulk right away. Otherwise, you'll be in credit card debt or, you know, not have money. Like I told my friend the one time he said about it, because we were talking about budgets and stuff. And I told him, I said, you know, just put money back for stuff and then buy it as you can. And then obviously if you don't pay your bills, you know, you're not going to have a place to live, and therefore you're not going to have any place to store your collectibles. So, yeah. But anyways, like I said, that's part 2. Next will be the Michael Myers NECA collection. Alright guys, this is part 3. We are now on to the Halloween section, which has all my NECA figures and collectibles, stuff like that. This is a fairly new section. There's a lot of empty space over here, as you can see, so got to fill that up with something. On the right side here, I don't want to get too close because I want to make sure I get everything in the frame. But these are just the NECA boxes. I will go up and we can, of course, take a look at these. So that's from the Halloween part 2. And Halloween 2018, which is, my apologies, the Michael Myers one. And then Laurie Strode from Halloween. And then Halloween Kills. So this one actually just came out not too long ago. Sorry, I was trying to point to it. Halloween Kills. This one just came out not too long ago. It was really hard to get. I had to go to 3 different Target stores to find that one. So, and the bottom shelf are the Michael Myers Funko Pops. And then the box display, which I'll show you for the NECA. This is a 2-pack, this box. It was Michael Myers from part 2 and Dr. Loomis, which are on the top shelf up here. And I'll show you those. And then the Halloween books. A friend of mine actually got these for me at a bookstore. I think it was Barnes & Noble. It's Halloween and Halloween Kills. I didn't get a chance to read those yet. I just kind of put them on the shelf for now. And then the Myers house, which is actually pretty cool. It's a pretty good detail. I can't remember which Funko Pop it is. I think it's this one that actually came with the house. So I think it's these two go together. And then over to the left, I can't get too close to this, unfortunately, because of a really bad glare because of the plexiglass over the poster. But it's Halloween Kills. That's a really cool poster. I love that. I ordered that on Amazon Prime. And up here are the wonderful NECA figures that I was talking about. We, of course, have Laurie Strode, which they did a pretty good job with the face sculpt for Jamie Lee Curtis. She's handling a shotgun, which is pretty cool. Like I said, these come with a bunch of accessories. And the Dr. Loomis one, I know everybody's been waiting for this one. This one's truly amazing. His face sculpt is spot on. The jacket, I'm afraid to touch these, like I said, without falling them over. The jacket's like a heavy plastic. The cool thing about these is his arms, both of his arms actually pop off, and then the trench coat comes off, and then there's two brown arms. You can see his pants are kind of like a brown suit. His arms pop off, and then there's two brown ones that go on. So he has just the suit on. It's really good, but like I said, his detail is incredible. You can see the face sculpt is really good. Like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis is pretty good too. But it comes with a little revolver, because again, this is based on the part 2 one when they're in the hospital. And then Michael Myers from part 2. You can see he has a little scalpel in his hand. If you look closely there in the center of his chest, you can see the little red spots. That's where he was shot 6 times. If you remember at the end of part 1 where Dr. Loomis shot him. And then the little pumpkin from part 2. But the nice thing about these is you can bend the arms and the legs pretty good. So I actually bent his hands up to his face. If you recall the last scene when they're in the hospital and Laurie shoots him in the eyes, he kind of like blocks out his eyes. So, and the mask, I don't know if you can see it, has the blood running down his face. There you go. So that's kind of cool. And of course the Halloween Kills one is amazing. It's just the detail in the mask. It's all burnt and scarred. And it has like a soft plastic mask. If you look, you can see his hand is bandaged. That's really neat. And then there's actually a pinch on top of the skull where he holds it in place. And behind him is the Judith Myers headstone, which is kind of cool. That comes with it as an accessory. And then if you remember from I call it the Massacre of Halloween Kills, it's the firefighter tool that he used. And then that's from Halloween 2018. He's holding the decapitated head from the cop. And again, you can actually bend the arms and stuff to make them look like they're posed, so they're really cool. But again, the detail is pretty good. Obviously, the mask isn't burnt on this one compared to the Kills, so you can see the difference. And he just has a regular butcher knife. Bloody hands. And again, a little pumpkin. I believe the pumpkin on this one actually lights up. See if I can do it without knocking it over. Can't really see it that good. Kind of see it flashes there a little bit. And then that first one is not a NECA figure. It's actually from a series called Movie Maniacs. Short story. When I bought the Halloween 2018 one right here, I bought it at a flea market. It was brand new. It's legit, because I know sometimes people say that they make copies or fake ones. But this Michael Myers figure, the guy that sold me the NECA one, had a box of action figures there. They were like for 2 for $5 or 1 for $3 or something like that. It was a crazy price. But he actually just gave me that. He said, go ahead and take this one. He seemed like a fan, so he just gave me that. And then like my other figures, they have the plastic circular base for their shoes, because all these figures have little holes in the bottom of their shoes. And then on the plastic here, they have a peg that comes up and you just pop them down in there. So, but yeah, this one's pretty short and sweet. Oh, and of course you can't forget so I bought this at Hot Topic the other day. It is a Halloween Curse of Michael Myers blanket. It's a little wrinkled and it's hard to see, but so I can fix it there. Yeah. It's based off part 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. But overall, the detail is pretty good. Unfortunately, with summer, I won't be using it. Anyway, I really wouldn't use this anyways. This would be more of a showpiece and just put on the bed after I make it. So, but yeah, that is the Halloween collection. Mostly NECA stuff, but again, those figures are a little bit pricey, but they're well worth the investment. So, with that being said, that's part 3. And now we're going to move on to part 4, the final part, which is more NECA figures like Leatherface and Freddy and stuff like that in some of my movies. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is the last section in my little walkthrough. Like I said, there's NECA serial killers like Freddy, Leatherface, and other Michael Myers, It, and Jason. Like my other parts, I hung up the boxes. This one's for Jason, part 7. This one just came out recently. This isn't too old. Again, I found a lot of these at Target. And then what I did was, if you could see here, this is the Ghostface one, real quick. It's pretty cool with like the silhouette of the white mask and everything. And it says Unlimited Ghostface action figure. So, but anyway, somebody was asking how I hung these up. And basically all I did was take a clear thumbtack and puncture it through this little cardboard hook. They use these to hang up the boxes in the store. So, and all it is just basically sat over top of that. I can lift it off at any time. With these, again, it has the artwork, which are really cool. Let's see if I can show you the back of this one. This one's not too detailed, but it's just the back of the box. And of course, it shows you what it comes with. So you can see down there it says includes knife, voice changer, stuff like that. I knew that was going to happen. I ended up knocking one of the boxes off, so, but that's okay. Accidents happen. And then the other box down here is, of course, It Chapter 2. Like I said, they make a couple different varieties of these NECA figures. So, and then the first one is the Gremlins Flasher from Gremlins Part 1. When he's in the bar and he flashes Billy's girlfriend. He has a little fedora, and then the trench coat, you can open or close it. And they come with all kind of accessories too, but nothing that he can really hold. It's kind of hard. And the fedora comes off, but it's really hard to get back on. And then he has little sunglasses and stuff too. So, and the next one is Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know how close I can get to his face, but you can kind of see there. It's pretty detailed. Again, his little fedora comes off. But overall, I mean, the detail is really good. His claw hand, you can see if the camera decides to focus. There you go. And then his pants. And like I said, like all the other ones, you can see how his knees bent here. I posed them like that. And then again, these two have the clear circular base on them. Next is Leatherface. He has like the bloody apron and the little tie there. You can see it's kind of bent. The face mask detail is pretty good. And then the detail on the chainsaw. You can see it has all the... See if I can... There you go. Sorry. It has the bloody chainsaw, which is really cool. And again, it's pretty detailed. He has a little bracelet there and his mask. So again, all these figures have rechangeable heads you can change off. So next one is Michael Myers from Halloween Part 2. With this one, this was one of the first ones that came out for the series. So again, it looks pretty much the same as the 2-pack one that I showed you with Dr. Loomis. Has a little butcher knife there that came with. And then the little pumpkin here is kind of neat because it actually closes. And then, if you want, I won't be able to get it back open now. Yeah, see, I can't get it back open. Anyways, you saw it before. It has a little skull inside there. But again, the detail's pretty good. If you look close up, you can see the bullet holes right there. Little red dots from when Dr. Loomis shot him at the end of Part 1. It literally went through his back. So, they're pretty detailed. And then Ghostface, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the new Scream movie yet, I recommend it. So good. Has a little voice changer there you can see in his hand. If I get the camera to focus again. Yeah, see, it has a little voice changer. Has blood on the mask. He came with 3 masks you can change out. One with blood, one that glows in the dark, and one that's just plain white. And then he has just a little signature knife. And this one I like because, like I was saying, most of the material is like a heavy plastic, but this is actually cloth, which I'm kind of glad they did it this way. But overall, they're pretty detailed as well. Pennywise. His face sculpt on this one is actually really creepy. I don't mind clowns. I know a lot of people don't like them. The only defect with this when I bought it, it didn't have the... See how it has like the little red puffy things for his buttons on his shirt? The middle one broke off, so that kind of sucks. But the overall detail is good. His little hand has an insert. You can kind of see it there for the balloon. See how it looks like it's floating? But again, his detail overall was pretty good. The puffy outfit, his boots. So yeah, there's Pennywise and Ghostface. And then the last one for the NECA series that I have is Jason Part 7. This one, again, is fairly new. If you guys remember from the movie, he had that giant brush hog. He was chasing... Part 7 was the one with the girl who had telepathic powers. So basically, he's chasing her mother through the woods with his brush hog. So that thing's massive. It doesn't look like it in the video, but it's really hard to display this because it gets in the way. But I believe this actually spins. You can see it spinning a little bit. I don't want to knock it out of his hand because it's really hard to get that to stay in his hands. So, but his detail's incredible, starting with his mask. If you look at his mask on this side, his face is half showing, and the mask lifts off. I'll take that off and show you. So yeah, that's, I guess, 20 to 30 years of rot. It'll do that to you. But overall, his jacket, you can see its bones popping through. His kneecaps are right there, so that's pretty detailed. And one of the sickest parts about this is if you turn him around, you can see his spine sticking out the back, which is really sick. Again, it's just really detailed with the tethered clothes and everything. And then part 6, if you guys remember, he was Tommy Jarvis tied him to a boulder, and he sunk to the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake until the beginning of part 7. So it has a little chain there. See it wrapped around his neck. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, that is the entire NECA series for the serial killers that I have. Again, here's the boxes for the Gremlins. They're just hung up on the wall to look nice because the artwork is really cool. Most of these are like the DVD covers pretty much. And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre is pretty cool. It's a neat one. So, and then I'm not going to go through all my DVDs. I'll just kind of, you guys can kind of look and see. Like I said, I have roughly 210 of them. Most of my comedy and drama and action ones are out in the living room. But these are pretty much all my horror ones because I watch these a lot. I think these are my favorite. You can see here. Night of the Living Dead, Dawn, Day, Land, Survival. I think those are all of them. The only one I'm missing out of this series, this is the remake of Dawn of the Dead that Zack Snyder did. Which, when it comes to remakes, I absolutely hate a lot of them. But this Dawn of the Dead and the Friday the 13th remake that they did in 2009 was amazing. So, but anyways, the only Dawn of the Dead that I'm missing is the original from 1978. I guess it's out of print on Blu-ray, and it's like anywhere between $50 and $100 to get a copy of it. So they're pretty pricey. But I like the Dawn of the Dead series and Night of the Living Dead only because I'm originally from out near Pittsburgh, and I've gone to see the original shooting sites at the cemetery. My friends and I were going to a convention, and it was on the way, so we stopped there. It's called Evans City Cemetery. So we got photos and stuff. I actually have an autographed picture with the sheriff from the original Night of the Living Dead. If you guys remember his famous line, it says, "They're dead, they're all messed up." So he actually autographed that on my photo and got a picture with him. He's really cool. Unfortunately, I think he passed away a few years back. So, but yeah, like I said, there's some of my DVDs, or Blu-ray, I should say. And of course, the Flasher Gremlin again and Freddy. But yeah, overall, guys, that's pretty much it. That is the entire room in a nutshell. Overall, this project took me about 2 years to put together, but I'm very happy with it. I think what I'm going to do, I didn't get a chance to do it this weekend, is take this mirror down, because I don't use it a lot. I'm going to put up shelves, so I can put my DVDs and the NECA figures up so they're off the top of the dresser. Unfortunately, you guys can see that dresser right there along the edge has seen better days. So I think I'm going to get rid of that. But yeah, that is it, my friends. It was an absolute pleasure having you guys stop by and check out the video. Once I get the shelf unit up and get the DVDs and the NECA figures placed, I will definitely upload a short video about it and whatnot. So, but yeah, with that said, I'll get one more last look at the gaming setup. Back to the Future. So, All right, with that being said, have a great night, guys. It was an absolute pleasure getting to walk you through my little setup here. So if you get a chance, make sure you stop over my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter page. And be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom there to keep up with new channels, or new videos, I should say, that I release. I try and post once to twice a week. My next live stream on Twitch will be tomorrow, which is Wednesday, April 20th. And I will start playing Resident Evil 4. And that'll be a multi-part series. It's a pretty long game, so... But take care of yourselves. Be good. And as always, stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye.